Hey, what's up, fam? I'm Chappell, host of the Recap Kickback podcast, here for exit interviews for Deal or No Deal Island Season 2. With me, my amazing co-host, Jenny Autumn, and the most recently eliminated contestant, the first of two eliminated contestants from the most recent episode of Deal or No Deal Island, Seychelle. Seychelle, what's up?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good, but I will tell
We're
you.
sad.
We are sad. We are sad. So while we're watching every episode, Jenny will text me and be like, Seychelle gonna win. I said, yeah, she got it. She got it. So we are shocked to see you here. What?
This was rough for us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sorry to say this, but we really thought you had it. You were so tapped into the gaming side of this. Was there any part of you that thought, during the Banker's Temple that CK was going to say your name?
No, funny. When she decided to air our alliance, I was like, I'm gonna keep it cute because she might try to pull a Dr. Will on some. Oh, I'm gonna see how everybody else reacts, and then I'm gonna make my decision from there. So there's so much I wanted to say, but I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say cute because she could have very much been on some like, oh, all y'all show y'all true colors, so I'm gonna get Dixon out. But once she told Philip, oh, Philip, you feel away because David kept you safe, but you eliminated his best friend. I was like, if this bitch win, it's curtains for me.
I hate that. I hate that so much because I swear we were watching you and I was watching the episode and you're sitting in the front row and you're right. You don't say anything during all the trash talk. You didn't. I know you had the urge to talk, but you didn't say anything throughout the Banker's Temple as well. You were just kind of laying low.
Yeah, for sure. I even said, and I mean, totally not true. Throughout all my confessions at the show, I'm like, I don't trust CK for nothing. But if I have to work for her, if I have to work with her, on a day-to-day basis, if I have to trust her a little bit during certain times throughout my time here, then so be it. So I even threw in, I trust you.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that when you had the challenge where you and CK were like up in the tree, like up in the getting the cases across from each other, and you, even the way you spoke about what you were going to do in that situation very much seemed like, arm's length with CK, kind of like placating her. But we see this alliance kind of forming, even though it didn't really get described as alliance. You had this this objective of targeting the family, and you kind of working with other people like Philip and Letty and Dr. Will, who have similar agendas. Where did CK kind of play into that? Because we know that she was like instrumental in the move to take out MG because Will would have potentially targeted CK instead. But was CK ever part of this structure, or was she just someone that was kind of like, just involved out of happenstance at that one point? Like, what was her place in that structure?
She was definitely simply a tool being used for that cute little one night. You know what I'm saying? CK, the way that she had played the game was extremely emotional. She was very, very emotional throughout the entire game. She was rocking with certain people at different times on different days. So I knew that I didn't trust her. Will didn't trust her. None of us really trusted her. But I was like, if I could even just get a little bit of her trust, because I know that she's a very emotional player in this with, working to keep her safe, maybe she might not, owe anything, she might not owe anything else to anybody else, but maybe I could have a sore spot with her. So she was just simply a tool for that night, but she was not a part of our alliance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When she does eliminate you, we do get some final words from you in rebuttal. You call her a cheat with a flat ass after stepping away from it. Do you still feel the same?
Oh, most definitely, honey. Definitely. One thing they didn't show, unfortunately, was when she did say my name. I did say, you knew you had to get rid of me tonight because I would have ate you up and not in the way that you would have hoped.
Oh, they showed it. Wow. You got her.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you got her.
Yay. I love that for me. Phenomenal. I'm so ecstatic. Yeah, I still feel the same way.
I'd love to, hear a little bit more about, your relationships with some of the people that you were working with, because you went out with your head held high, like you very much acknowledged that you were a big threat, and you manufactured this giant move to take the shot at the family by getting rid of MG. So you respected the game move, knowing that you were a big threat to do well in this game. Obviously weren't prioritizing CK, but who was the person you were most loyal to? Like, what was your game plan going forward had you survived this, had CK maybe made a bad deal here? Like, who was your number one, and what was your plan going forward?
My number ones were definitely Letty and Philip. I knew in the back of my head they're not people that I could necessarily win against when it comes down to it, but I felt like that could also work to my advantage. If I'm the smallest one and not the biggest physical threat, it would kind of work to my favor if I did have two physical threats with me. So they were definitely my number ones.
Yeah, throughout the season, it looks like you're really close with Lachelle, or at least y'all basically have like a running understanding of you keep me safe, I keep you safe when I can. Could you describe what y'all's alliance was, if there was one, between the two of you?
I would say that Lachelle was a phenomenal floater. Maybe a little tight sometimes, because I was like, I wanted her to take a radical stance. But there would be, one thing that I would totally give myself a pat on the back for is my social. I was really in them tents. I was working them tents. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be mad times where I would talk to Lachelle and I'll just be like, oh, how you feeling, girl? And she'd just be like, oh, what's it called? And, a lot of people would confide in Lachelle. Mm-hmm. So I really did want to see if Lachelle felt safe or good in telling me things. And there was one night where me and Lachelle was cutting it up all night. And I was like, if this is the way for me to, socially, because there comes a point in the game where there has to be a line in the sands. We want the family out, right? So you got to pick a side. So I'm like, if I could just, spend time with these people and they could think I'm funny and relatable and down to earth, then so be it. So me and Lachelle were cool as hell, especially because we acknowledged that we were always on the bottom. But I wouldn't say at that point that she was definitely taking sides.
Mm.
I'd love to know a little bit about, the what ifs of if things had turned out differently in this challenge, and let's say, Will had actually gotten a case that would have kept you safe here. And let's just say, instead of Letty choosing the banker, you're in the position where you're choosing who faces the banker here. If you had your way, who would you have put in that position? Like, what was your top target? Because we hear you talk about Parvati a lot as like kind of the head of the snake of that operation. But it kind of seems at this stage, like, people are really starting to catch on to her game. And obviously there's still David, there's still Dixon. Like, was Parvati your number one target at this stage of the game to get out if you had your way?
No, David.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew Parvati was ahead of the snake, but I knew that getting rid of David, it would have got rid of a major physical threat, although Parvati had been safe. But I really do feel the same as you. I knew it. There were so many times where people would come to me and be on some, I don't know if Philip is with us. He might be with Parvati. And I'm like, no, this is working for him right now. If he can have eyes and if Parvati could feel safe with Philip, I know that Philip is riding with us. And I think that's a wonderful thing that I was able to have peace with in the game, right? Is I know who I'm rocking with, but if y'all got to do y'all cute little 1-2s, do them. And that's how I felt about Philip. I knew that getting rid of David would have really stung Parvati. And I knew that people were already going to hit to her shit. So if I had it my way, 100%, I would have always gotten rid of David.
Yeah. And you were familiar with Parvati before, watching the show, right? You didn't just meet her on the island.
Nah, I remember before we even started filming, we had to wear masks and everything. And I just looking at her eyes, I knew. And I was just like, this is some fucking bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit. Because I'm like, I know she liked to do the girly alliance shit. but damn, I don't want to work with her. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with Parvati. Like watching her on TV, I'm like, oh my God, when I binge watched Survivor during the pandemic, and I was like, damn, like she really eats down. But working with her on the island is different. You know what I'm saying? And there are people that you really hit it off with, people that you could really be yourself with and you could key with. But I didn't find that Parvati was that person for me. It was a lot of, I keep calling it like Starbucks filler conversation. Like, oh my God, like this coffee is it's too sweet. Shit like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to align with them. Even if it brings me further in the game, I don't want to fucking do that. Even if I'm able to pull off 1, 2, cute or big moves or whatever, then just so be it. I want an underdog to win. Somebody that never won no shit before.
So I have to ask then, knowing that you binge Survivor, you recognize Parvati, knew what she was about, knowing that in season 1 we had Boston Rob on the cast, were you expecting, obviously before seeing Parvati and recognizing her, that there might be another reality TV veteran appearance here? And was there someone else from Survivor that you feel like you might vibe with and not be as like, damn, this is not someone I want to be playing against here? Is there someone that you could, from Survivor, that you would have been actually like happy to see on the island and been like, I might actually work with this person for a while?
Yeah. Suri or Sandra?
Real.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real one.
We would like give our games away for those.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I feel like I could really cut it up with those two. Don't want them to win. Don't want them to fucking win. But do I feel like we could have a cute key on the island? Of course. Yes, most definitely.
Did you get along pretty well with Dr. Will? It looks like y'all had a good little partnership, maybe.
Yes. Yeah. So when he moved into 10, I didn't really want him to move into the 10, but numbers, so fuck it. But when the cameras were off, we were cutting it up, we were talking, and he said that he was a dermatologist. And he works, his company is Laser Way. And I am a true girly of skincare. I love everything Botox. I love everything laser facials, skincare. I absolutely marvel in it. So we were talking about that for a long time. And I think in that moment, I was able to like talk to him in a very personable way. Dr. Will is a dick on TV, but I love that shit. I love it. Like, it's so fucking entertaining. It makes me laugh. All the nonsensical garbage he was doing, I just found it absolutely hilarious. I was not offended by it. But then I was able to talk to him on, just in a more personable way. And I was just like, he cool.
To me, it felt like he saw you as another strategist, like you were one of the ones who brought the alliance structure to him and said, hey, we need to target MG. And so I think the show gave you credit for it. And it looked like Dr. Will did too. Yeah,
he did. We spoke about it after. I know him and MG are mad cool right now. I mean, me and MG are cool right now, It's never nothing personal when it comes to, no shit like that. But he did keep telling her. He was like, I just executed it, but Seychelles planned the whole fucking thing. And I told MG, I'm like, girl, because I did go into a 10 and I asked her, just poking around like, hey, girly pop, like, so what do you think about, David and Parvati? And she's just like, I would never get rid of them. And I was just like, you gotta fucking go then. You gotta fucking go. So yeah, nothing personal, just game.
I would love to talk about like the living conditions, because like you just said, like skin care, taking care of yourself, beauty, wellness. We hear you in like the premiere being like, I got the blowout, I got some lash extensions to keep me going. But a lot of people have said that Deal or No Deal Island, like living conditions are pretty decent, especially this season. How hard was that part for you, adjusting to like not having the creature comforts of home and like taking care of yourself? Did that play any part in like the mental game, or was it just like a fun challenge?
No, it wasn't no fucking fun challenge.
Feel you, girl.
Absolutely not. No, I hear Matthew being on something. This is a vacation. And I'm just like, I don't vacation like this. I don't have to sleep with a mosquito net over a fucking twin size bed with one pillow. That's not luxury to me. It's just not. It's not survivor living. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would really be a bitch. But I'm just like, I mean, thank God there's AC, and thank God there's, eucalyptus bug spray or whatever. But that's not my idea of a fucking vacation. It was a lot. It was so stupid. Like, even just the idea of, oh my God, like I must sleep with this mosquito net over my bed because I don't know if a fucking tarantula is gonna pull a 1-2 on me in the middle of the night. I don't like stuff like that.
No, I'm good on that as
Deeply
well.
relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
like
second I see a spotter, I'm like out.
no, like I'm totally Gucci off of it. Like, when I look back on it, I'm like, oh my God, wow, once in a lifetime experience, of course. Like, would I do it again? Of course I would. And even this show has opened my eyes, and I'm just like, I would do Survivey. I would do a
Okay.
cute little Survivey. Just
Because
because
I win now, so
right. But I really, that's the thing. I think that I would kind of eat down on Survivey because I would be so fucking obnoxious that I think I could actually make it.
You see your
Facial.
your path to victory. I like that.
Yes, I do.
Seychelle, I personally want to see you on the Traders.
Ooh, come on. You got to give us that.
Oh my God, it's my fucking dream.
And you get dressed up like you can do your makeup, your hair, the outfits. Like
She's not wrong.
you'd be
Jenny's
warm.
not wrong. You would. Ooh, this will be good. You got to.
Oh
Hey,
my
who do we need
gosh.
to talk to?
Get her
You
at the
guys-
round table.
I anything you can fucking say. Anything you can fucking say. If I even got the opportunity, I say, bitch, you got 2 minutes to convince us on why I should be on the Traders. I best believe I'm gonna eat down those 2 minutes because I'm serving. I would totally serve. I would give face, body, hair, fits, heels, designer, read downs.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love it.
That would be incredible.
I need it. it's a requirement for me personally. So that's the fit.
And if any network needed to hear that, I think this is the one that might need to hook us up. You know what I'm saying? Seychelle, before we go, can you plug your social media? Tell everybody what you're working on, where they can find you.
Of course, yeah. I'm on Instagram. My Instagram handle is SEDUISANTX. I'm also on TikTok. You could look me up. I'm Seysey, SEYSEY on TikTok. I post a bunch of TikToks with me and my beautiful girlfriends. I also have a podcast called If You Don't Love It, You a Liar with my two best friends, Alana and Jocelyn. And that's where you can find me.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
No problem. All right, everyone. That was Seychelle, one of our most recently eliminated contestants from this most recent episode of Deal or No Deal Island Season 2. To keep up with more of our coverage of Deal or No Deal Island, please remember to subscribe to the We Know Dondi podcast feed for weekly episode recaps and more at WeKnowRealityTV.com. Peace.